Hmm. So, about that Speedweeks. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad that Ryan Newman is still with us, thank God. He is, alert and awake. He is basically in recovery right now. For what, we do not know. We still don't have all the details. Hopefully, as the week goes on, we get into the next race at Las Vegas, we'll know more details from Roush and the Newman family. Just glad he's still with us. Really hate that he had to go through all the trials and tribulations he's probably going to have to go through. I'm assuming it's not good. His injury, whatever it is. It's very similar. It's probably going to be pretty similar to what happened to Eric Almirola, I'm assuming, a couple years ago when 3 or 4 years ago when he wrecked at Kansas. And he missed like a month or two of racing, so probably similar to that, if not probably more. So, but yeah, it's just speculation. We don't know yet. Just glad he's okay. Hopefully he'll be well enough to get back in a race car soon and be out there. Hopefully getting that 6 car back to victory lane. That'd be pretty sick. He almost did it this weekend. Fortunately, just didn't work out. So yeah, after that, let's go back to. I'll just go back to the duels. Duels actually were pretty good, honestly, this year, because actually there was actual shit going on. It wasn't just 40 cars racing for nothing. There were actually guys who were racing to get in. A lot of big names. Mostly, well, the biggest name was Daniel Sorrs, the 2016 Xfinity champion. He basically had to. He basically got let go by Stuart Haas last year at the end, like right at it towards November. So he basically didn't have a ride lined up till almost December, like almost like Christmas, like almost January by that point. And we didn't know anything until almost like the middle of January before we knew that he was in the 96 car. And that team didn't have a charter, so he was going to have to race his way in. It looked like qualify his way in or race his way in. Looked like he was going to be okay. To get in, I thought he'd have decent enough speed, but he really was slow on qualifying day for the pole. And then of course of the race, he just got caught up in a wreck, and I figured something like that was going to happen to him. I kind of did predictions for 2020, and I predicted he was going to miss a race. Turns out it happened a lot sooner than I thought it would. I thought maybe it might be later in the year at like Talladega or something where, there's no duels or anything. But nope. Nope, he loses it today. So, or this weekend, I should say. Which is kind of a shame, because he went from basically being a championship contender, or at least a sort of playoff contender, the last couple years with Haas and Gibbs, and now he's like probably going to be lucky to make he's going to be lucky to even get, a top 20 finish at this point this year with that 96 car, because, it's, and it just cracks me up, because it's like, Parker Kligerman was in the same situation last year with that same team, and, he made the 500, so just saying, like, Parker Kligerman, he's pretty good, he's kind of needs a legit. If he had a legit ride, he'd probably be winning races. But what do I know? What do I know? So yeah, that happened. Timmy Hill got in, which was awesome. Yaley missed the race. Chad Fincham missed the race. They were kind of slow, and then Yaley got caught up in a wreck. And some are saying that it was deliberate on Hill's part. I just think it was J.J. Yaley was just being J.J. Yaley. His old J.J. Yaley self, getting in everybody's way and being slow. He had help from his teammate, from B.J. McLeod, most of the race in his duel, so it looked like he was going to get in with just that, them two working together, but then B.J., I guess, had a bad pit stop or something, lost the draft with him, and just couldn't get back to him, and then he got caught up in a wreck with Hill, and Hill got in, which was and damn, Timmy Hill, dude had a great Speedweeks. He made the 500. He ran in the Xfinity race, had a stupid ass penalty. He had to, I think, start in the back because of that, and he freaking finished third in the Xfinity race, which is like the only memorable thing that happened in that whole race, because that race kind of sucked, and we'll get to that. Dude, Timmy Hill, he's a lot like Ross Chastain, where I think if he got a legit ride with legit money behind it, and like if he was at like hell, even if he was at like a freaking RCR or colleague or whatever, he could probably be winning races, like legit. I'm not lying. So yeah, I'm all for Timmy Hill getting a Ross Chastain type deal, maybe running for races, and because dude can win. Like he's showing it. He's run really good in equipment that's not that great. Like MBM is like not that good. I mean, not that they're terrible. It's just they don't have the money. They don't have a sponsorship like all these big teams do, and they still find a way to compete. It's really inspiring. I love Carl Long, man. He's a dude's. And the dude's been fucking kicked in the ass so many times by NASCAR for something so stupid. Like in the All-Star race back in 2009, he got penalized for some engine thing that wasn't even his fault. He got penalized this weekend in the Xfinity race for Timmy's car for some stupid Bondo that wasn't even a part of their car. It was like from a different team that they bought it from, so it was like, what the fuck? Because they're using like last year's Supra or Ford or whatever. I think they're using a Supra body for the Xfinity race in the 66 car. And it had like some Bondo that wasn't supposed to be there, and they got in trouble for it. And it's like, okay, what the fuck? Who cares? Like, and they like fined him $50,000 and like suspended the crew chief for like 5 races. Like, come on, man. The punishment does not fit the crime, but whatever. It's dumb. He still finished third, so fuck NASCAR. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, that was good. And then we got to the truck race. Honestly, probably the best race of the weekend. Grant Enfinger was fucking G like he always is at the plate tracks. Got a win with Thorsport and those awesome silver cars they were all running. That was pretty sick. I kind of wish they were all silver, like how RCR had the all gold cars, but They still look pretty cool. I thought they looked awesome. And that 98's going to make for a cool race win diecast if they make it. I'm looking at you, Lionel, and Plan B sales. Make that shit. So probably Lionel more than Plan B. Plan B makes their own shit. They make their own like Plan B sales trucks, which they had a couple in the race, so that was cool. Yeah, and the finish was great. You had fucking Austin Hill. It's funny, like Austin Hill and Grant Enfinger were 1-2 last year. It was reversed, and then this year it was Austin Hill and him were running at the front again. So it's probably going to come down to those two again. So it just goes to show you, those are probably two of the best trucks in the whole series, in my opinion. Especially at the plate tracks, and they were kicking ass. And that truck looked awesome, man. Austin Hill's truck, man. The United Reynolds truck is just, it's beautiful. Especially with the yellow on the top. I love that. I love the yellow number. I kind of miss seeing those kind of things where it's like a red number or yellow number, Anyway, there was a lot of underdog teams up there at the end. Friggin' Jordan Anderson. Dude almost won the race. I was so rooting for Jordan Anderson to get that win, man. I mean, in the end, I'm happy Grant won, but at the same time, man, I wanted Jordan to win that race. Like, God, that would have been amazing. But he was just that close. He missed it by that much. That's so good, so good. Natalie Decker got a top 5. Now she's the best finishing truck series driver or female truck series driver. She finished 5th compared to Jennifer Jo Cobb's 6th, back in 2011. So that's pretty cool. I forget who all finished in the top 5. I think it was Anderson, freaking Cody Robaugh, who spun out earlier in the race and went a lap down. came back and he finished freaking third, and almost finished 3 wide. He almost got the win. He almost pulled a Bouchard there. He almost won. If it had been Talladega, he probably would have won. And I forget who finished 4th off the top of my head. It's going to drive me crazy. I don't remember. It was a career best finish for him, and I can't remember who it was. Darn it. It'll come back to me. But yeah, so that whole top 5 was just fantastic, and the race was just pretty good. And, you know, it was a good race overall, I thought. The trucks always put on a great show. I love the trucks, man. They're the best they're the best series in NASCAR. Like, not even close. It's not even close. If they didn't have the chase format, it'd be even better. But they had to put the fucking chase format in the truck series for no reason, and I fucking hate that, but whatever. Anyway, so ThorSports now got one win. I predict they get 3 wins. I predict they get like 2 with Grant Enfinger, maybe 1 with Crafton. I don't think Johnny Sauter's winning the race, honestly. He didn't look that good last year. He did get a win last year, but I don't think it was kind of on strategy. He kind of stayed out, or he took 2 tires and it won him a race. And so yeah, I don't think Johnny Sauter's winning this year, and I don't think Ben Rhodes is winning. He didn't win last year either, so I don't think any of them won, which is weird. Like, if I think about it, well, except for Sauter, he's the only one that won. They won, and that was it. That was the only one they had, because Crafton, who won the championship, didn't win a race. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that one out. So yeah. Anyway, trucks were great. I'm excited for Vegas. I was excited. Now Kyle Busch is on the entry list, so yay. Yay for that. I wish Kyle Busch would just go fuck off. It's like right when I'm like, I got respect for Kyle Busch, and then he runs another fucking truck race, an Xfinity race, and I'm just like, dude, why? Why you do this? Why? Anyway, so then the Xfinity race happened. Nothing happened, really. I mean, it did happen, but nothing happened. Craigson won. Yay. Another driver for Junior Motorsports continues to dominate the plate tracks. It's like DEI. I mean, it's like maybe Dale Jr. should have gotten control of DEI, because maybe then he could have brought this to DEI, but we'll never know. We'll never know. Yeah, that was damn. They were so good. I think honestly, any of the 4 of them could have won, because Allgaier looked pretty good. Annette looked really good. He even wrecked, and he was running in the top 10 most of the race with a wrecked car. So, and then the 8 car was really good. Like, Jeb Burton legit probably had the best car, and then he got caught up in that big one, and that was a shame. I was like, oh man, Jeb Burton, man, how cool would that have been if Jeb Burton won? I'd have been so cool with that, with all the crap he's been through. And that 8 car, man, that just goes to show you, Jeb Burton running up front in the 8 car. I can't wait till Danny Hemrick gets in that car this weekend at Vegas, man. It's gonna be fun. Dude's gonna win a race. He's gonna win a bunch of races in the 8 car. I'm calling it. He's gonna win at least 2 or 3. I'm calling it. Calling it now. And I will see. Hopefully he'll get a win, and then maybe he could replace Jimmy Johnson. That'd be kind of cool. I'd be all right with that. But we'll see how that goes. Anything else happened? Nothing I can think of. Oh yeah, Ross Chastain had all that bullshit happen to him because the stupid, like, him and AJ Allmendinger both had like brake failures or something on their left front tires, and it caused them to go really slow in qualifying, and they both ended up missing the race. Jeff Green gave up his 38 car to let Ross run the race because he's running for the championship. And a lot of people were pissed about that because everybody was assuming that Kaulig bought him out. But I was under the impression that Jeff Green, like, well, at least with his interview, like, he did an interview like right after they announced that Chastain was out, and he was like, we're going to give up, put Ross in the car so we can get more, money in the car and money for... It was like a mutual thing. It wasn't like, oh, they're just being disrespectful or what. I don't know. Some people are like taking it way too seriously, thinking that Jeff Green and RSS got fucked, and I don't think that was the case. I think Ross honestly could have won with that car. He was running up at the front. He was up at the front for a little bit, and then he got some damage on pit road. Unfortunately, it was with another RSS car. It was the 93 car, McLaughlin, so that wasn't good. That wasn't a good look. I mean, yeah, I get why some people are mad, especially because Jeff Green, this is probably his last season running any of the races this year in Busch. And he's really good on the plate tracks. He finishes like top 10 every plate race. So, even in like NASCAR Heat 4, he runs like top 10 in the 93 car in that game. So, but he's wanting to focus more on crew chiefing, and he's not running as many races as he did like the last few years. And he had surgery on his shoulder, I think. He had like, I forget, it was like elbow surgery or something. He had some like arm surgery or some kind. But anyway, yeah. That's the only other thing that really happened. It was in qualifying, and nobody gave a shit. It didn't really impact the race. Hopefully Ross can bounce back from that and actually qualify good at Vegas and maybe win the race there. That'd be great. That'd be cool. I mean, he won there with the 42 car, you know. So maybe he can win there in the 10. That'd be sweet. I'd be down with that. I'm down with him and Al Geyer going for championship. That'd be cool. And Daniel Hemrick, you know, winning all the other races because, you know, fuck RCR. And then the Cup race, the big one, in many ways. Yeah. So let's just get into the stupidity of running the race at freaking 3, 4 in the afternoon. Why? If you had started the race at 12, you wouldn't have had to postpone it till Monday. I don't understand why. I know why, because they want to get primetime numbers, and that's why. And they want to build up hype. And it worked, because they did get some good ratings for Sunday before the rain hit. So that backfired. It's like they were, you know, they kind of sniffed their own farts too much, and it kind of fucked them over in the long run, you know, because they rained. God, I hate NASCAR. They're so inconsistent with the start times. That's something they need to fix. I'm just like, start them at 12. Start them at 1 or 12. Like, pick one of those two. Don't start them any later. Fuck the West Coasters. Most of them don't watch NASCAR anyway. They mostly watch. I mean, there are West Coast NASCAR fans. But most of them don't give a shit. I'm just saying. Anyway, or they can just DVR it and watch it later. Whatever. Problem solved. Anyway, so yeah. And then, so the rain happened. We only got 20 laps in. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who legit had a great car. Like, honestly, like, most of the race and most of the weekend, really, even in the duels, Ricky Stenhouse had a really good car. Like, he probably had one of the fastest Chevys in the field, which was kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting him to run that good. But most of the race, he was, like, the lead Chevy. He was, like, the only Chevy that was actually running with, like, the Toyotas and the Fords when they were kind of, you know, ganging up on the lead most of the race. So yeah, that was kind of cool to see. Like, Chevys, like, not just them, but even the Hendrick cars looked really good too, which was nice to see. Like Chase Elliott and Jimmy Johnson and Bowman, they could get to the front if they, like, because they had some pit stop issues or something, and they were able to actually get to the front after those issues. So it was pretty cool to see. And then everything was going good till right there at the end. And then Joe Logano and Almirola made a bad bump onto Brad, and then it killed everybody. And then everybody died after that, including Brad. And I was so fucking sad and kind of pissed. Like, honestly, that's kind of on... I think it's kind of on Logano, because I think he got a little overzealous, but whatever. Yeah, I just... man, another Daytona 500 Brad could have won. And it gets fucked over by fucking Dickless. Dickless 22. Yeah, I don't like Logano. Yeah. So that happened. I think that took out, like, Chase Elliott, too, I think. And it took out Jimmy Johnson, because he wasn't able to get his car repaired. So that ended Jimmy's chances of winning the third 500. Didn't think he was going to win it anyway. I don't think he was the best Hendrick car. I think, honestly, the best Hendrick car was probably Chase. Maybe Bowman. They were pretty good. Maybe, and then Stenhouse. Something happened to Stenhouse at one point. I think he was coming down pit road, or he got hit by Eric Jones coming down pit road, and that kind of ended his race. It was a weird set of circumstances. It was like he was coming to pit, and he didn't have anybody with him, and he kind of did it abruptly right in front of Eric Jones. Eric Jones had nowhere to go, and he just kind of bumped into him, and it kind of ruined Riggy's car. Tore, like, when he went sideways, the roof like came up, like it came off the car when it went sideways because all the air that was being like shoved up under the hood. That's something NASCAR I think needs to fix, because that's kind of dangerous. Like, just the hood's just coming off like paper. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I get why they do it, because it's aerodynamically the best. You know, it helps you get through the air better, but when you get in a wreck like that and you got all those pieces flying everywhere, that's not good. That's going to get somebody either hurt, you know, or something bad. You know, it's going to go into the stands, like. And especially when Jeremy Clemens had that problem yesterday in the Xfinity race, he had, like, or the day before in the Xfinity race, he had, like, or, well, 2 days before, he had the hood explode for no reason. It's like, I think NASCAR needs to look at making the hoods better for the plate races, like, because they're just, like, disintegrating for no reason. It's ridiculous. That's another rant. But back to the big one. The big one took out a lot of good cars. Took out Brad. I think it took out Elliott. Surprisingly, Blaney was in it, but he didn't get a lot of damage out of it. I think he spun in the grass, and he didn't get too much damage, and he was able to get back in there. And then they kept restarting it. More wrecks kept happening. Logano finally wrecked his ass out, which was great. I was happy about that. I was like, "Yay, Logano's not winning this shit. Fuck him." So, yeah, it came down to basically Denny Hamlin, Newman, and I think Buescher was up there, and Blaney. That's kind of who it turned out was going to be the guys battling for the win. Priest had a shot at it for a little bit. I was really excited about that. I was like, ooh, Priest could win this. That'd be cool. Then he got into that wreck with Ross Chastain. And then, Ross Chastain was just gunning it. He was like, screw this, I'm going for it. And he just fucking took out the field. Oh my god, man. Dude's got some balls. That's when Logano got taken out. Yay. Yay for Chastain. Unfortunately, took out Priest. But you know what? It was a welcome casualty at this rate. You know, we needed a pawn, and he was the pawn. Not really. And then we had the finish. I'm honestly really, really shocked that Hamlin was able to hold off everybody like he did. Because he basically was all by himself with, like, no help. All the Toyotas were out, basically. They were all done. It was just him and no other Toyotas. All Fords were up there. You know, both Roush cars were up there. Blaney was still up there. I'm shocked he managed to get the win, honestly, when it was all said and done. Because all the Fords I thought were just going to just take him out. Or try to get by him, you know. And then the finish, you know, was actually pretty good. Everything was going great. Until Newman got bumped. And it sent him into the wall. And then it happened. Big hit. And, it wasn't good, unfortunately. And that's how the race finished. Hamlin just won it by that much, which is crazy. He won another Daytona 500 win for him. He's got two of them, and they're both like under an inch for the win or whatever. And then he won back-to-back, which is the first time since Sterling Marlin's done that, since 1995. He's got three now, which ties ties Jarrett, Gordon, and Allison. All three are Hall of Famers. So Hamlin's like, he's put himself into the record books every time he wins. he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, honestly. Like, he's got legit numbers to back it up. yeah, so that was I was really hoping Blaney was going to win or Newman would win, and then unfortunately that kind of became secondary after Newman's wreck. Everybody was like, "Oh God, I hope he's okay," and he was okay. Well, relative, all relative, really. I mean, he survived. Yeah, so a lot of good finishes for guys in this race, which was really crazy. And it's crazy. Newman wrecked, but he still finished ninth. It was a lot like the race in 2009 when he ran into Carl Edwards. And he finished like third with like no front end on the car, and he like no brakes, nothing, and he went straight into turn one. He had like no way to stop the car because it was completely dead. It's kind of what happened to Corey LaJoie, honestly. Like it's kind of similar. Like he was in this case, Newman was Carl Edwards. So yeah, honestly, Carl Edwards is looking like a smart guy for not running NASCAR anymore. He looks like he took the smart route of retiring early. I give him props. Anyway, yeah, so... But yeah, there was a lot of great finishes. Like, Blaney got a second. Man, I'm hoping he can... He was close to getting that first 500. Like, he had probably a great shot at winning it. Buescher finished third. That's a great run for him in his first race in 17. I was really hoping he'd work with Newman and they'd both get to the front. I thought that'd be kind of cool, seeing the Roush cars being 1-2. I thought that would have been cool. And it almost ended up that way. And then Corey LaJoie got a top 10. I think Brendan Gaughan finished like 7th. And he had like a bunch of damage from one of the wrecks that happened. And he still finished 7th in his final Daytona 500 because he's going to retire after the last plate race this year. Just pretty awesome, honestly. Pretty awesome to see him get that great finish. I think there was another underdog finish. I can't remember who. Somebody finished 4th or 5th, and I'm like blanking. It's going to come to me. David Reagan. His final Daytona 500 probably. He finished 4th. He came out of nowhere to finish 4th in the Rick Ware 36. That's actually the first time Rick Ware's ever gotten the top 5. And it's probably kind of not really their car, but kind of is. That was pretty awesome. Like, great run for Reagan, great run for Gaughan. They're probably their last 500s. You know, that was pretty impressive. Give them credit there. But yeah. Yeah, everything, yeah. I'm just hoping Newman, he's okay and he gets better. Honestly, I think NASCAR needs to make some changes to at least some of the... I honestly think if there's a wreck, like, because Chase Elliott spun out on the last lap right before Newman got had his wreck. If the race had just stopped there, really wouldn't have changed much because Hamlin was still leading. So I think we should just... I think it's starting to get to the point where even at least at the plate tracks, I think we shouldn't have overtime. And I think we should just stop under caution if we have... Like, just no overtime. If it ends under caution, just let it be, you know? Because it's just getting to the point where it's getting too dangerous to run, like, 30 different overtimes, you know? Because I mean, Newman was, like, this close to being... to not being here, and thankfully he's still with us, so, yeah, I think NASCAR needs to take a step back, maybe make some changes, at least for the plate races in the future, maybe do some different policies. I'm hoping they do something. I mean, they need to just, I don't know, hopefully they'll do something. I don't know what they're going to do. Hopefully they don't just stick a Band-Aid on it, and think, oh, I'll fix it. It needs to be, like, wholesale, like, changes. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, just, glad Newman's with us still. Hopefully he can recover, get back in the 6 car, and go out and maybe get some wins. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be awesome to see. Until then, Don't know what's going to happen with the 6 car. Probably going to have a different driver for a while. Don't know who. They are going to Las Vegas, though. They are going with... They just don't know who the driver is yet. Don't know if we're going to see any, like, immediate changes to, like, any of the other tracks, like the 1.5 or anything like that. I don't know if we're going to have, like, different policy changes there. I'm hoping they just at least do the plate races, you know, because those are just... It's getting too crazy, man. But, yeah. So, yeah, just, for the most part, thought we had a pretty decent weekend of racing. I honestly think it's a little bit better than last year's, if I were to be honest, because I thought the 2019 race was kind of, not so great. Not so great to finish. We did have a better finish, but unfortunately kind of got overshadowed by the Ryan Newman wreck that, hopefully he'll be okay, and, hopefully can make it to where that doesn't happen again. Because I don't know if the finish was honestly worth it for that. So, yeah. Anyway, so hopefully Newman gets better. Hopefully the race at Vegas will be good. Hoping that Brad can fucking get over, I don't think he's in a dry spell or anything. I just hope he can get back to victory lane, because it seems like it's been a while. Feels like it's been a while. Maybe he can get that 2 car back this weekend. That'd be cool. I'd be down with that. If not him, maybe Ryan Blaney. That'd be a cool. I'd be down with that, because Ryan Blaney, was kind of, not feeling too good about himself after the Newman wreck, and I don't know if it was really necessarily his fault.